I'm going to show how these little quick disconnects work on the HPU, how they're supposed to work. To take them apart, you have to push this little collar up, and when it's all put together, these are all the same. This is just backwards. So when it's put together, it looks like that. And then when you pry it open, when you push this up, it pushes the little fingers out of the way. That all be pushed out of the way at the same time, and then it should just fall off. This has a spring-loaded plunger in it, and then this has a spring-loaded plunger in it. There's a little O-ring inside of there. That's just to keep fluid from dribbling out while the joint's apart. So I put one together, and the way it should work is push the little plastic ring up all the way up in there, and then you can usually turn it without hurting anything. And of course this one's going to be stubborn. When I'm lucky, they stick up in there. There it goes. Usually you can just do it with a screwdriver. The other trick is to put a small tie wrap around there and push on the tie wrap instead. The problem is if you keep pushing on it with a screwdriver, this little nylon piece gets all boogered up and chewed up as you keep pushing on it. Another trick with these things is good to know. This one's aluminum, and this is aluminum, that one's steel. So the gold one, if it's been in a rust car, it's been in salty environmental water, this one can rust shut. If they rust shut and they absolutely won't come apart, or some people prefer just to take them apart, it's a threaded joint. This is a 9mm, and that's 12mm. This one is usually easier to get just because it's bigger. These are so small they love to round off. If you get 11/32 wrench, it fits on there tighter. I think it helps to get a short fat wrench. This little tall skinny one here seems to open up and doesn't keep as good a bite on it. So of course I've already had these off, so they're not stuck in there tight. If you can't get them loose there, you put a little penetrating oil on the joint between the steel and the aluminum. I think actually I didn't check that. I think these are all steel. And the other little trick I've done that seems to help is take a punch and whack it on the flats like there and there. I think it kind of wallows the threads loose a little bit, which shouldn't hurt because the sealing surface is right there on the tip. It doesn't seal on the threads, so as long as that seals, it should not leak. I'll never check this to see. Yeah, these are all steel, so I'm sure they love to rust in the aluminum and get stuck. One other little tidbit that's hopefully you'll never need to know: if you put hydraulic fluid into this system instead of brake fluid like you're supposed to, the little O-ring in there can swell up and jam that, or stop up that port, or you get chunks of it going up through the hose. Anyway, I think that's all the tricks I can think of.